You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. All right, folks, breaking news out of Philadelphia. The police chief in Philadelphia has resigned. Richard Ross Jr. Has resigned as police commissioner. This is a statement released a few moments ago, literally a few moments ago, by the mayor. Mayor Jim Kenney today accepted the resignation of police commissioner Richard Ross Jr. Mayor Kenney said, quote, "Today, Commissioner Ross tendered his resignation. I am disappointed because he's been a terrific asset to the police department and the city as a whole. New allegations of sexual harassment as well as gender and racial discrimination among the rank and file have recently been brought to my attention. While those allegations do not accuse Commissioner Ross of harassment, I do ultimately believe his resignation is in the best interest of the department." Ross, of course, has also been in the news as of late as a result of course, the shooting that recently took place in Philadelphia where 6 police officers were shot. Again, this is literally just coming down just moments ago. In Philadelphia. Richard Ross, an African-American, has been there, of course, leading that particular department for quite some time. And this was also a part of the comment from the mayor. "I do not believe the police department has taken the necessary actions to address the underlying cultural issues that too often negatively impact women, especially women of color." The mayor says, "I believe new leadership will help us continue to reform the department and show that racial, ethnic, and gender discrimination simply will not be tolerated." Deputy Commissioner Christine Coulter is going to become the acting commissioner as they look for a replacement. Ross, of course, has been with the department for the last 20 years. Actually, I'm sorry, the last 30 years. And he served as the first deputy for Charles Ramsey there. Talk about a change there. I want to go to my panel real quick here. Of course, joining us right now in studio on our panel today, George Jefferson Nuri, communication strategist, Melik Abdul, vice president, Black Conservative Federation, Kelly Bethea, communication strategist. Obviously, this is just coming down, but it's interesting that the mayor is saying that an African-American police chief can't be the one to lead the department in dealing with gender and racial issues, especially impacting women of color.
Do you think he was accused of something?
No, don't know. I mean, literally, no, don't know. Literally, this. I mean, I got a text message, and this literally just came down no more than 20 minutes ago. And again, so for the mayor to say undisclosed sexual harassment and discrimination allegations, but not involving the police commissioner.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand that.
So I hate to guess on television, but I'm assuming that he didn't handle something well. Something is missing here. Several things have come down and he didn't handle well.
Yeah.
And there's a complaint. The mayor's getting ahead of it by letting him go now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think. You know, when you were reading it, I was just saying to myself, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know, how is it that an African American commissioner isn't able to lead? But I believe it's actually what you said. There must be something getting ready to happen, and he's getting out ahead of it. But it's pretty shocking, especially after what we've been hearing. Of course, you know, police departments all around the country, you know, have had their issues in dealing with, you know, how the treatment of black people, black and brown people. But this is pretty,
Kelly, according to this another report, BillyPen.com, it says Kenney, who appointed Ross in 2016, cited his administration's rollout of new sexual harassment policies to reform the city's historically bungled handling of misconduct cases, saying that the police department has had a long history of sexual misconduct scandals spanning decades.
So with that in mind, this kind of makes sense, right? Because the police commissioner is, you know, in charge of all of that. So for that to occur under his watch and nothing be done about it, I mean, you know, sexual harassment is no small thing. That's a big deal. So for him to be fired, from what we know right now, it makes sense.
Here's a broader statement. Go to my iPad, please. Last summer, the city implemented a new sexual harassment prevention policy and a series of internal reforms designed to prevent workplace discrimination and harassment throughout the government. While rolling out a new policy understandably takes time, I do not believe the police department has taken the necessary actions to address the underlying cultural issues that too often negatively impact women, especially women of color. I will be enlisting the help of an independent firm to investigate the recent allegations and to make recommendations to overcome, let's see here, sorry, ad pops up. That's what happens, to overcome some of the discrimination and harassment within the department.
Yeah, see,
With the context, now it makes sense.
Yeah, and
but here's interesting though, but here's the first piece that jumps out. Okay, so you roll this thing out.
Mm-hmm. 3 years ago.
Well, no, he came on 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. You rolled the new policy out last summer. Mm-hmm. Then you have new allegations. Mm-hmm. But anyone concerned that a mayor makes the move solely based on allegations?
No.
I mean, you know about.
I think just in the era that we're in, and we're really talking about getting out ahead of it, I think because of the era that we're in, it must be something getting ready to come out. And in this particular case, the fact that they're actually focusing on women of color, because women of color aren't generally, well, I won't say the women of color aren't included when we're talking about workplace harassment.
But they are.
They often are not.
Specified.
Specified.
Yes.
So I think it actually makes sense, but it will be interesting to see what comes out of this, like what happened between the year, because if they just rolled it out last year and now he's being let go, clearly something happened.
Do you know, I'm wondering, when is the election in Philadelphia? Is it this November or next November? How close are we to an election in Philadelphia?
That's a good question, because the last one was Nutter, and then is this the one who replaced Nutter?
Yes. So I don't remember the years. It could be this year. It could be this year, but I don't know. I have to look it up.
And so I'm trying to see this Christine Coulter. Is she black?
Is that the deputy?
The woman who's going to take his place.
Yeah,
be acting.
Acting.
Yeah, they're. And I'm trying to. I'm dumping on their page here to actually see, and I'm not coming across.
Put her name in images, maybe.
No, I've already done that.
Okay.
And even their particular webpage is not necessarily working. No, white female. Let's see here. Right. So this is a photo here of Coulter, who is on the left. So there are two deputy commissioners. One on the left is Christine Coulter, who is white, and the one on the black on the right is Robin Wimberly, who is African American. So again, breaking news out of Philadelphia. The police commissioner has been there 30 years. Has been the top job the last 3 years. Richard Ross Jr. Resigns in Philadelphia, and so as we get more details, we'll certainly let you know exactly what took place when it comes to Philadelphia. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, you've heard me talk a lot about marijuanastock.org. Why? Because I want to keep you informed of investment opportunities that make sense. We've all watched growth of the cannabis industry. A recent report by New Frontier Data estimates the global cannabis market at over $340 billion. And we know that marijuana legalization is sweeping the country state by state. We also know that marijuana has a good cousin, the hemp plant, with a much higher concentration of CBD. That means hemp gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S., thus creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They, of course, need land to grow all of the plants, and that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right. They are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. My friends at 420 Real Estate decided to do something special for the Roland Martin Unfiltered family. Originally, the minimum investment level was $500. Right now, you can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200. That's right, $200 up to $10,000. Again, this is a $340 billion industry that is still growing, and you can participate with as little as $200. To invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and get in the game now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.